Hey, welcome back to the channel. Got a little something on the bench for you. Real quick, having some issues where people aren't sure what module they have in their radio, whether it be the Zorro, whether it be the Boxer, whether it be the TX16S, whatever the case may be. They're all pretty close to the same. I'm going to pop the back off of this real quick and show you that module and how you can tell. And then also, if you're having issues with your internal module and you think it has something to do with hardware, let's take a look at that bus cable as well. So that's what this is about, so stay tuned. Alright, so let's go ahead and pop the back off of this guy real quick. I've already taken the sides off, so these two side panels just pull right off, no problem. And then we take the two screws out of the top here, lay that off to the side. We don't want to pull on it or mess with it. And then we have a screw here and a screw here and a screw here and a screw here. The whole back comes off. Alright, so let's go ahead and zoom in. This is our RF module. So this is your internal RF module. So I'll go ahead and zoom in for you. Alright, so the first thing we're going to look at here is our RF module. We're going to just check to make sure that this connection here is good. This one still has the factory glue on it, so you can see here there's no crack or break in it. We're going to look at what we have. This is the 4-in-1 module, and this is the V2.3. So anything I do that has to do with the internal module, I know I have a 4-in-1 module. So you can pop the radio open to make sure that you have the correct module that you think you should have. I believe there's, at this current time, there's 3 variations of the internal module. And then you have your module pins that exceed through to your external module. And also, we're going to look here. This is the bus cable, and these wires need to be tucked away and free of movement. Now on the TX16S here, the battery tray of the back cover will actually pinch right across here and right across here. If these wires are up too far, they'll get pinched, and it's actually happened to me. I put my back on wrong. These wires were up out of the, up and loose, and they got cut, and then they touched each other and shorted out the signal. It didn't damage the hardware inside the radio, but this cable had to be replaced. The other thing we can do is we can remove the cable. We can just pop that cable off and reseat it. Sometimes that helps. So if we get like a little corrosion on the pins, we can reseat that cable. This cable comes right over here, so we can pop it out. But for me, I'm just going to make sure it's nice and tight. And then we'll go up here and make sure that this RF cable is not chafed or damaged in any way. It should be from the factory. It's zip tied here. It's glued here, and then it's zip tied here, and then it goes up loosely to this antenna plate here. If this is really loose, there's really not a whole lot you can do, because it's just a plastic cam in there that's running that. But you also want to check that this should have a stop point on it, so you can check to see if that wire is frayed. Look in there with like a flashlight or something and make sure that that wire's not frayed. If you've ever ran your antenna all the way around 360 degrees, which it shouldn't because it has a stop point on it, but if that is broken and this antenna is rotated around, it could damage the internal of the coaxial. So the active part of your antenna, it would damage it. The outside is the ground. The inside of that it's just like a coaxial radio, right? So we make sure our RF wire's all good. And then, so this is our internal module here. So let me get that up for you here. So you can kind of see it. It's kind of an optical illusion, but this is actually the board here. So that screw here, this screw here, and this screw here takes that module out. You just cut this right here. You can disconnect that. That's your UFL connection. So if you want to replace the antenna, or if you want to mod it out and put a replaceable antenna, so you can replace this line here and put a removable antenna, so an SMA on the end of that. So that's the internal module. Just kind of make sure that that cable right here is all in good shape, and you should be in good shape. And then what do you have? All right, so hopefully that helps you out, understanding a little bit about that internal module. It's pretty much the same with all of the Radiomaster radios. It's pretty much the same scenario with my Zorro. Just make sure when you're putting your back plate on, if you can see here, the battery tray for the TX16S, of course, the battery tray on the back side, that lip right here, that ledge, will push down and damage that bus cable if it's out too far. It can pinch it. Or if it's folded over, it'll catch on the front of that other one. So make sure that that bus cable's nicely tucked down in there. Hey, if this helped you out, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you hated it, you can give it a thumbs down. It all works. Enjoy the breeze.